Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Johngy podcast, without which I'm sure life has been incomplete and has little or no meaning. Joining me, as always, from Skokie, Illinois, is the man on the beat. From johngysbeat.com, Mr. John Robleski.
We're back, baby.
We're back. It's been a while, but we're here.
Life got in the way, but we're back.
Yes.
I'm shot out of a cannon today, too.
I'd like to start off by apologizing to all of our followers. John's
For
had a lot
keeping
of
me off the air.
John's had a lot of stuff going on lately. He's had some very valid excuses, and it's been reviewed by the committee and cleared. And we needed to allow him some personal time. We've got documentation. I've got a note right here, actually. Just to give you an example.
From Dr. Nick. Hello, everybody.
Just to give you an example. Dear Mr. Else, please excuse John from the podcast as he is currently experiencing, quote, intestinal distress. Signed, Epstein's mother. So,
why would Epstein's mother write a note?
That's who you went to. I trust her. And,
all right. Well, she got Juan out of school a lot, so
yeah.
So, I am wearing pink. Breast cancer awareness, Billy Stark's brand. Breast cancer awareness month, October.
All right. So let me ask you this: is this? I know it's a Billy Stark's shirt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's pink. I know pink is associated with breast cancer awareness. Mm-hmm. Was this intentional on Billy's part, or is it just a pink? Oh no, there's the ribbon. Okay, so it is.
It was a special. Proceeds going to cancer awareness fund of some sort.
Probably the breast cancer one. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, that's good. Good for Billy. She looks like I saw pictures with her and stuff. She looks like she's doing well out there. I know her name's getting bigger and bigger. So
yeah, signed with AEW.
Speaking of some female wrestlers that we know, I had a few I wanted to bring up. There's been a lot that's happened since we were last on here.
Bring them on, man.
First of all, let's talk about our friend Missa Kate.
Got the new champ at Second Wrestling.
Yeah. Making waves in the NWA. And when she was tag champ, she actually got to throw out the first pitch at a Cubs game.
That was cool.
That was very cool.
I made a custom baseball card for her that I messaged her, and she gave me the little heart thingy.
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet.
Well, some of us try to do things for friends, you clod. But she threw a really good pitch too. Strike, man.
Yeah, she did do. Yeah, I would be.
We saw your prowess.
Yeah, it would be.
We would be keep you away.
Yes, you've seen me pitch on video before. It's not good. I don't think.
Well, you saw my softball pitch. It was a little bit high.
Also, our friend Paloma Star has got a whole lot going on. Now, she actually got to wrestle at Wrigley. Probably
that was cool. I didn't see it, but
yeah, within like a couple of weeks of that, they had like a WWE night, and they had some indie company, I think, was able to get a ring out on the field or something for part of it, and so she was there and she was part of that. I can't imagine being able to say that you had a match in the friendly confines. So very, very cool. And now she's actually part of a production. I don't know what. Do you know what theater that is? Is the Goodman Theater?
No,
is the good? It might. I feel like it's the Goodman, but I could be wrong. but it's a stage show, I believe. It's a Lucha Libre stage show, but she's a part of it. So it's a show, but I mean, it obviously features actual Lucha Libre wrestling in it. And from what I understand, it's getting very good reviews, and their stay got extended.
Goodman,
Goodman
you're
Theater.
correct.
I
Yeah.
was right. There you go. So their stay got extended. I mean, so they're doing well. I actually messaged her last night because I want to see like how much longer are they going to be there. You know, like what do I got to do to go see this? Because I do. If there's still a chance, I want to go.
Well, let's
So
try to get press passes.
you're the press guy. You go get press passes.
I didn't even think about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad you
yeah.
brought that up.
If you can get it, I'll go, man.
I'll work on it.
I want to see this. It's a I mean, this is, for
We'll
now at
talk off
least.
the air about dates, but yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah, this is something that before it's gone, I would definitely like to. I'm very, very proud of her. It's just, you were there too, but I just remember when she first came here from Texas, and her first few times she was commuting and coming out and everything, and then she decides to move here. She starts kind of getting settled, working a few different things, and then she's been in a comic book. She's wrestled at Wrigley Field. She's in the stage production. She did the commercial with you in the Sears thing. So I mean, she's really done a lot. I mean, I'm just happy to see so many cool things happen for her, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and it's very cool to see something good happen to good people.
I couldn't agree more. She is a sweetheart, and she is talented, versatile, and talented, and she's great, great, great gal.
And in spite of the number of times that her husband Cody has kicked me in the sack,
That only
uh,
adds to the pleasure.
I do love that guy as well. So he's another good egg.
I love him even more for that.
Yeah.
Unlike you, he connected on his kick.
Take it easy.
I
Take it easy. Um, yeah. So Cub season is over. We had a nice run there from like July into mid August or so,
Are
early.
you into the Bears?
I'm into the Bears, and I'm not a big football guy, so I just go with the Bears because they're Chicago. It's all I've ever known. Um,
Because
I
I want
do.
to talk sense into Bears fans now.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go
Here's
ahead.
the deal. The last Bears Super Bowl victory, they've only been in one Super Bowl since, but the last Super Bowl victory was on my birthday, January 26th, 1986,
Yeah.
almost 40 years ago. Since then, do you know how many starting quarterbacks the Bears have used?
So it's your fault then. You're the
No, because
you're
this goes way back before then. I'm just starting at that point since the last Super Bowl. In my lifetime, it's well over 50. But
yeah.
since the Bears' last Super Bowl win, they've used 39 starting quarterbacks. Okay. Tyson Bagent won the last game. I
Yeah.
give him credit. He won the game. It's a great game. He beat a really bad team. Everybody's anointing this guy as the savior. He's the future. He's this. How about pumping the brakes a little bit? Let him A, win a couple games, B, look good in a couple games, and C, maybe, beat a good team.
I understand.
And look back at the history of 39 other starting quarterbacks we've had and where we are. You think we'd learn the lesson to just ease back until he, gets a few under his belt. But
Well, it's the eternal optimism, you have to have if you're either a Bears fan or especially a Cubs fan or something like that. If you don't have that blind optimism, then it's a really hard life to live. I
But Bears
agree.
fans are a special meatball. They're a
I
special type of meatball. The most popular player in Chicago is always the backup quarterback.
yeah. Well, I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. I just think it's a product of the Bears fans being so starved for a win that it wouldn't have mattered, or who it could have been you out there, and then they would have been saying John Robleski is the future of the Bears because you finally got a win. That's really, I feel like, what it comes down to. It just I mean, what did we do between last season and this season? How many did we go without a win? Like 15 games or something?
14, I think.
okay, 14 games.
It was like
That's
almost a full calendar year.
Yeah, that's absurd. So you got to understand that the Bears fans are probably just like, it's like being in the desert, and then someone offers you a thimble of water, and it's like
Yeah, but that's
that
just
that
it.
that
That's
thimble
just
of
it. Don't be
that
so.
thimble of water means everything in the world to you.
But that's just it. Don't go crazy over a few crumbs. I'm not ripping Tyson Bagent. He
Yeah, you
might
don't know where he's
he
gonna
might be
go. Yeah,
good. I don't
yeah.
know. I'm just saying, don't sit here and anoint him the next Tom Brady,
I
the
know
future of the
they're
Bears.
getting excited. They're just getting excited. So
I guarantee you one bad game, and they're going to be rooting for Nathan Peterman to come off the bench. He's the third string.
yeah. No, I agree.
And that bad game could be
That's
this Sunday night,
sports.
although,
That's just sports, man. That's the way it is.
yeah, not
There's always
Chicago's a different breed, though. The Chicago Bears fan is a different breed.
okay.
And look, I was in the press
Well, I
box
don't.
the last game, and the sports writers who should know better are drooling over him.
Well, like I said, I'm not a big football guy, so I can only speak, to what I know. So, I didn't see the game. I did hear from someone though telling me it basically was saying what you're saying, only from the fan standpoint. He was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, this guy was cool, calm, and collected. He had everything together. He
He
was out.
was.
He was, he was nailing it. He was getting the crowd up and getting them. He said, like, he, be running up and down the field trying to get the crowd up and everything and stuff. And I said, that's great. Who knows.
But when you
But
play a team that is the 30th ranked defense, has one pass rusher,
I know.
no
But
defensive back.
we've lost to worse though.
But that I understand that, but that
The
doesn't mean we
bar
can
is
beat
just
that.
so low. It's so low that any little, I mean, and again, I get what you're saying. They're taking the crumbs and they're making a mountain out of a molehill. I get it. I'm just
I'm
saying.
saying cheer him all you want, but just ease back and let him get a few wins and let him look. A stretch of I don't know 3 games maybe at least before we anoint him the savior of the franchise.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time this last year. I think I spent this is probably the most time in my life I spent listening to the Cubs on the radio. I just happened to be in the car a lot of the times that, the games were on and stuff. And then at that point, if I was home, since you can't watch the damn things on TV, I just put them on the radio at home, listen to them there, you know, uh, Pat and Ron, calling it on the score. Pat Hughes went into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
Um, that was a big deal. And but I gotta say, like,
Wait, did you
the
say Pat Hughes and Ron?
yeah,
Who's
not
Ron?
Cuban, not Cuban, Coomer, Ron
Ron?
Coomer,
No,
Ron Ron Coomer, or is it
Ron.
Rob? What?
Ron. Now you got me confused. You
I
got
thought
me confused.
I thought it was Ron. Check it out. I could be wrong. Maybe they're saying Rob. I thought it was
Maybe,
Ron.
maybe it is Ron Coomer. Now I'm confused. It is Ron
Pat.
Coomer. I
It
apologize.
is. All right, good. I mean, I listened to it enough.
I
I
was
would
thinking of
get
Jim
it.
DeShays, the other guy, but he might be the
Yeah.
TV guy.
Yeah, Cubs, Pirates, Ron, next.
He's a Chicago guy,
That's
Ron
next.
Coomer.
He was on the Cubs.
Chicago area guy.
Um, but and I really got dialed into it, and I really loved listening to the games and stuff. But it's like I'm listening in the commercials, or it's not the commercials, it's the ad plugs that they squeeze in. There's not a damn thing that can happen in the game that's not sponsored by something. It's like someone makes a defensive play and it's like this the defensive play is brought to you by Joe's Fences. We have
Well,
a fence for you. It's
even
like,
the uniforms, the Cubs today are in their usual blue pinstripes, and that's
yeah,
brought to you by
yeah, the Cubs
Your Elf
uniform
podcast.
description has been brought to you by, and I'm just like, man, I mean, what I'm impressed with from a broadcasting standpoint is that they can like even if someone's queuing them up, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't know that that Ron can sit there and remember all of this stuff. And
No,
I
they
mean,
got little screens.
Pat's it's got to be telling them, this is
Yeah.
but I mean, just the system. Somebody's got to remember, like, every time somebody steals second, it's brought to you by this, or it's brought to you by this. And then the
You
other
know,
the other
unlike when we were calling action for our pro, they actually have a whole team of guys. Like that booth is at Wrigley is really small, the booth up there. They've got a
yeah.
whole team of guys just for those two guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no way you could do all that on your own. I'm just like, but they pull it, but they always slip it in real seamlessly though. So that's where I have the respect. The only other thing was is that I found it depressing how much they have to keep plugging the adult diapers on the broadcast, because I think I just feel like it speaks to the audience that's still listening to the ball game on the radio at this point, and
Probably so, yeah.
it was funny because they played the Cardinals over in London, I think, at one point in July or something, and so they do the commercial. They're in London, and they do the plug for the adult diapers, and and Pat's like, yeah, it's good for those long plane rides, and you can't make it to the bathroom. I'm like, that's not what it's for,
Yeah,
man.
I'm pretty sure Pat and Ron
It's
are not using the adult diapers. I don't think they fly coach.
it's not for, like, well,
Yes.
screw it, I'm just gonna go here. That's not what it's for, man.
That bathroom's a little too far. I'm just going right here.
I'm in the window seat, I'm not gonna get up. I was like, come on, man.
Just let it flow, baby. Yeah, that's not good.
But I miss it already. I miss getting to listen to the games, and the Bears. It's once a week, and it's always just such a
You got
catastrophe.
hockey, the Hawks.
I'm not a big hockey guy. I can't keep up with hockey watching it. I can't imagine if I was listening to it on the radio or
I
anything
enjoy
like that.
hockey. I was there
I
Connor Bedard's first, and that was amazing. His first home game as a Hawk. Now he is potentially the future of the Blackhawks. 18-year-old kid, the
Yeah,
next one of the most heralded rookies certainly in recent years.
he's the next big thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was going to share a story. I know you've got
Share it.
some stuff to talk about. I'll tell this quick story and then throw it to you. But so I'm trying to remember where I was. I heard this on the. Oh, I know. I heard it on the radio, but because they were reporting on it. But there's this lady, and I think she was in Texas or something like that, and she's on her property, and it's a pretty open, big lot of land, and she's out there cutting grass, and there's no trees overhead, nothing like that. It's just blue sky, and she's out there, and then out of the sky, a snake falls
Oh,
and
out of the
wraps
sky.
around her arm and like latches on real tight, so she's naturally freaking out. she's she's
Yeah.
she's freaking out, and she's trying to take the thing off, but it keeps getting tighter, and it's like constricting on her and stuff, and it's trying to bite her. Now she was wearing sunglasses, and
Wow.
it kept going for her eyes, but her sunglasses were blocking it. Then the next thing you know, a hawk comes and starts clawing at her arm,
Oh,
trying to take the snake away. So naturally, the snake fell out of the sky because the hawk had the snake,
holy
dropped
cow.
dropped it, and so now not only is she under attack by the snake, but there was a hawk, and the hawk finally takes the snake and flies off with it. But it was only after it had just mauled her arm. I mean, because
Wow.
hawks are just gigantic
Yeah, the
birds,
talons.
and yeah, the talons and the beak and the whole, yeah. She never got bit by the snake somehow,
Wow.
but she got
How
her
big
arm.
was the snake like?
It didn't sound like, I mean, it didn't sound. I didn't see like a picture of it because they were talking on the radio, but it didn't sound like it was a big snake, but big enough to wrap around like her forearm, upper arm a little bit, whatever.
And to
And
go
then,
for, yeah, that's big enough.
and I don't care how big the hawk was, even if it was a small hawk, it's too much bird for me. So
And just
yeah.
the shock of it, like, it's
Oh,
not like
just to
you
be out of
saw a
nowhere,
snake
you're just like,
there.
listen, you're just mowing the grass, listening to your
Yeah.
music, and all of a sudden a snake, and now you're like suddenly contending with this, and the next thing you know, you've got a hawk on top of you. Oh my God.
What
I mean,
so what ended up happening? The
it
Hawk was
would be worth the story, other than her arm like really took a beating. Like it sounds like her arm was like really messed up. So
like permanently messed up or just like badly beaten
it's,
up.
well, she's gonna have scars for sure. I
Oh,
mean, like she's gonna be. I mean, like I think it got like chunks of her arm and stuff like
oh.
that. Yeah. So, but
Did the hawk get the snake and then fly away?
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
took it. Yeah, it got the snake and then it took off. Yeah, that's all it wanted.
Wow.
But
Wow.
that poor woman was in the middle of it. Of all the, I mean, the odds that it drops it and it just happens to target and land on her in just the right place that it can wrap around. I mean, in a way, thank God it was her arm and not like her throat or something like
Yeah.
that, because
Or
that
that,
thing,
she had the sunglasses and it wasn't able to get to her eyes or her face.
yeah. Because the hawk was going to attack wherever the snake was. So, I mean, if it was like around her throat
Oh,
or something like
oh
that,
man.
she'd been dead.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, man, so I don't know who she is. I know she's okay, but my best to her. I'm sorry you had to go through it, but it is one hell of a story. So,
We send our best wishes out to her.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so you were talking about, you told me before the show you had some Facebook issues of some sort.
I got a problem with people and memes.
Oh boy, here we go.
No. Have you seen there's two in particular that I'm going to bring up today, but there's a lot. Have
Okay.
you seen the meme? And we discuss this one? The Facebook, I do not allow Facebook as of Monday morning. They're going to charge $5.99. I do not
Yeah,
allow them
they've
to.
done that a million times. You
And
see those.
people still fall for it. How? Why?
I've never reposted any of them, and if Facebook did anything different, I didn't notice it.
Well, Facebook doesn't have a
And I
credit
never
card.
I've never gotten a bill for $5.99 from anyone for Facebook.
First of all,
So
Facebook doesn't have our credit card information. They can't charge us for it. Second of all, when you sign the terms of service to get on Facebook, they could use our stuff for whatever they want. They could pull our stuff off and use it.
sure, yeah.
We don't own that. They own the site.
Hmm.
Stop posting that. People, anybody listening to this, stop posting that. Number two, there's a meme going around, and this one drives me crazier than that one. This is crazy. This year, it's the only time it's going to happen in 1,000 years. If you take the year you were born and add your age, it equals this year. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how
Yeah,
age works. That's how time works.
that's math. Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
that's
it's
simple.
not a miracle.
It's simple
First of
addition.
all, it doesn't work unless your birthday is already passed. So anybody in November, if they see this now, it's going to be 1 year off. Isn't that like fifth grade math? And there's people who I know who are smart people who post this damn thing. It's not rocket science. It's simple math. The
You
year
know,
you were born plus your age.
you've been telling me how you've been so damn busy with life and all this other stuff. This sounds to me like a guy with way too much time on
Well,
his
I'll
hands.
tell you.
I mean,
The,
come on.
look, some of the life
You're
that
getting
got
all worked up. Oh, you're getting worked up. I mean, like the first one you brought up. I mean, like I don't see how you're more upset about this. I would be more upset about the first one. This one is, it's dumb, and yeah, why do people post it? I don't know. There's people in your life that you wouldn't have thought, you'd be like, I can't imagine them going through the process of like, oh, I'm going to hit the share button and share this, or I'm going to post this. You don't visualize that person doing it. It seems very out of character for them, and then they post it and you're just, but you gotta let that just roll off your shoulders, man. We live in a world now where like we know more about each other than we want to. I certainly know way too much about you. So it's just the way it is. And we gotta just let it, you gotta let it go, man. It's
well, look,
I
as
don't think
far as
these
me,
are that egregious. Now, the first one, I do think there's like at a certain point, because that's a recurring thing that's been going on for years and years and years in
but the
various
second one is simple
iterations.
math. How that That's
I
ridiculous
know, but there's like a million stupid memes out there that do stupid shit like that. Why is this one bugging you so much?
because it's just simple math. The year you were born plus your age equals the current year. Well, yeah, 2 plus 2 equals 4 too. Why don't
All
you
right.
post that?
All right. Well, why don't you make like
And well,
why don't you do like a counter meme or something that,
well, the reason you mentioned my time, I did have time because I'm sitting in a hospital with my dad half unconscious. I got time to just sit there and do nothing.
yeah,
So
that's true. No, I
that's why I had
understand.
a lot of time.
Yeah,
And it's also probably why I'm a little bit wound up and annoyed with people.
yeah. You've been cooped up a little too much, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful around a caged Johngy. You never know what's gonna come out and attack.
But you know which of those memes is worse? That would be a good argument. Ooh, omen, sign of things to come. Just saying. We'll move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's not talk about things that people don't know what we're talking about. Did you have something else from Facebook that was an issue, or was that it?
No, those are the two. I said I had a couple
Oh,
issues. The memes were, yeah,
well,
yeah.
see, that's really like just one issue, like with two
Well, it's
people,
two separate memes
I guess.
with two like they're totally different memes, equally stupid but totally different. Well, and there's another one too. Someone just posted. October's this only happens once every 800 years. October is will have 3 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or 3 Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays in the month, and that only happens once every 800 years. No, it happened 3 months ago.
Well, who cares? First of all, even if they were right, who cares? Like
Because it's
what
a special
are you
day and
gonna
that's
throw?
for
Are you
luck
gonna
and blah
throw
blah
a
blah.
party or something? I mean, like what do I do with that information for that information? And then,
That's
and
another thing. Why
and then,
post this?
and then you've got
Why not
you
just
over
post?
here.
I ate breakfast. That's interesting too.
Well, there's a million people who do.
Well, if you post a nice picture of your breakfast, I understand that.
I've seen
But
you take plenty of photos of your food, buddy. You're not in the clear on
I
that.
do those as a business thing. I happen to write for globaltravelerusa.com.
Yeah. Hmm. Sure.
Did I tell you I'm going to see Frankie Pineapple in a couple months?
You
Sorry.
did tell me. You did tell me. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I hope you too have
We'll be
a
sending you pictures that night, buddy. You're invited to come out. I can't fly you out there, but you are invited, my friend. And anybody in the LA area, if you're interested in the Pasadena area, December 13th, you're invited. Come on out. Just let me know.
Well, and tell them what it is. Invited to
It's
what? See,
Global Traveler's 20th anniversary.
this is
Global
what you
Traveler,
do. You
you are
go and
right.
this is what you do. You just say things and then I see photos of you online, you know, and
No, you were
you're
right
just
about that. Global Traveler 20th anniversary. It's an awards dinner for I forget which awards they're giving out. We have 4 a year, but the 20th anniversary party is December 13th. It's in Pasadena, California. I will be there. Frankie Pineapple will be there. Mark DiCarlo, famous TV host, will be there as well. And you are invited, Tommy, as are all our listeners. I can't pay you to come out there, but if you want to, if you're out there or if you want to go out there, let me know.
well, you don't have to pay me to go out there, but you pick up the plane ticket and I'll be there.
Can't do it.
I'll do the rest. I'll do the rest and write it off as charity.
You
So
want to drive out there, you and me?
no.
Take Route 66.
Oh my God. Take us like 3 days to drive out there.
3 days of fun, baby. You and me. We could do live podcasts.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm sure that would be a real ear bender.
A
Man,
real
well good.
ear
I'm glad
bender.
I'm glad you're gonna have fun out there and tell Frankie I said hi.
Well, maybe we'll do a live, a live a Zoom with you.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out.
Well, I'm going to see if there's a possibility of doing it. I will do it.
Okay, if you say so.
I'll try. I mean, I
Well, on that thrilling note, I think we should wrap things up. It was just good to get back on the mics. spend a little time with everybody, let them spend a little time with us. Um, I think that the next few months, I don't know, they could be a little rocky, but we're going to still try to keep coming at you with some new shows. Um, we still have a lot to talk about. Not to cut off the end here, but I do want to give a quick shout out to our previous guest, Al Snow, who is also got a TV show on Netflix called is it Wrestler
Yeah.
or
Wrestler
Wrestlers?
or wrestler?
Wrestlers,
Yeah.
Wrestlers, I think. And it's about what's the why am I blanking on the name of the
OVW,
OVW? Yes, of
Ohio Valley
Ohio Valley
Wrestling.
Wrestling, which has been it at one point was the breeding ground for future WWE talent, and still is. But they've switched over to the NXT training center and things like that and stuff. But OVW itself is still very much alive. Al Snow is a very big part of it, and so if you can see him on the show. And then I actually saw a post today from Mike Bucci, who some of you might know as Nova from ECW or Simon Dean in WWE, and he's actually going to be starting some classes at OVW on business and money management, which
Awesome.
is a fantastic idea. So I think that's very cool. So some cool things happening there, but
And don't
yeah,
forget at OVW, our old friend from Resistance Pro, Amazing Maria, is one of the trainers.
that's true. Yeah, you'll see her on the show. That's true.
Yeah, and her daughter Haley J.
Yeah. So
Or
check it. So check it.
Haley Hollywood or Hollywood, something like that.
Always the consummate
Well,
professional.
and our other friend, Billy Corgan's NWA got a deal on the CW network.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our
So
buddies Jay Bradley and whoever else, Marche,
yep.
we'll be seeing them on the old TV.
The Brothers of Funstruction, Mecha Wolf. It's yeah, it's fun to see. I know we're kind of going on here, but it's fun to see for me Mecha Wolf, and I don't know what his partner is, but going up against they've been having a feud with the Brothers of
Yeah,
Funstruction,
that's
and
cool. That's cool.
those guys have been buddies, like best friends since they were teenagers, and
Yeah,
it's like, and they've wrestled each other a million times in various promotions and stuff, but to see them now at this level and their feud is with each other, that
that's
just
cool.
for me, just like knowing them and knowing how tight they are and stuff like that, that's such a cool thing, man. It's again, it's like Paloma. It's just and they're all good, and all those people are good people too. Obviously,
Yep.
we know Yabo and Ruffo's family especially well. So, um, but yeah, just very cool to see good things happening to good people. So there,
100% agree with you again.
we can go out on a higher note there. So, all right, everybody, thank you once again for tuning in. I, of course, have been who else but Tommy Else, and with me, as always, is the man in the pink shirt from
Breast
Johngy's
cancer awareness.
from johngysbeat.com, raising awareness for breast cancer, Mr. John Robleski.